Hey guys, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I'm Curtis, this is Taylor. We are Explore KC, and we are telling you everything there is about Kansas City. We got a super fun one today because we are talking about all the things that make Kansas City great. So let's jump right to it.
As much as we love doing these videos for you guys, which we absolutely do because we get to do a lot of fun things, more than that, we love helping you with your real estate needs. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or need help with financing, refinancing, or purchasing a home, please reach out to us. So my information's below. Curtis is right there. Call, text, email. It's all in the information below. So love to hear from you guys.
So let's get to it. As we said, we are doing the best things about Kansas City. This will be our pros list. If you want to see some of the things that we don't like about Kansas City, go check out our video that we did last week about the worst things about Kansas City. I think it's titled We Roast Our City, and it was a pretty good one. All right, so we're gonna start off with sports. And by the way, these are in no particular order, but we're gonna start with sports because our boys, the Kansas City Chiefs, are making another run at the Super Bowl. As we were recording this, we just won our divisional round with the Jaguars, and we've got the Bengals coming up this Sunday. So we're pretty excited about that. So obviously the Kansas City Chiefs is something that makes Kansas City really fun and exciting right now.
So we have the Kansas City Royals, which before the Chiefs, the Royals were good, so that was a lot of fun. We have Sporting KC soccer team,
right?
So they're always in the hunt. We've got the Kansas City Current, which is our women's soccer team, which Kansas City is in the process of building the first and only women-only purpose-built stadium, which is going in down in the River Market.
So you're saying the stadium is built just for women's soccer?
That's correct. So this will be the first one built strictly for women. And then we also have a couple minor league. We have a minor league hockey team is the Mavericks, and then our indoor soccer team is the KC Comet. The other thing we have sporting wise here in Kansas City is coming up in 2026, we are hosting a World Cup game. So when the World Cup comes to the Americas, we will be hosting some sort of game. We don't know what yet, but that'll be really, really cool.
In Chiefs Kingdom at Arrowhead.
That's right. We also get some preseason hockey games and some preseason basketball games here. So that brings us to point number 2 is our concert venues.
Yeah. Kansas City is a large enough metro area that we still attract all the big name artists. They make sure to make it a point to put Kansas City on their stop in their tours. So you've got T-Mobile Center, which is our big basketball arena, which we don't have a pro basketball team. We should add that into our sports column, but it's a huge indoor concert venue. That's where you get your Taylor Swift, your Justin Bieber, Kenny Chesney. He goes to Arrowhead most of the time, which is obviously the Chiefs Stadium. It is a huge outdoor stadium. Lots of big names come there. But you also got some smaller ones like Starlight Theater, that's an outdoor venue. You've got, what's the one over in?
I call it Sandstone, it's now Providence Medical Amphitheater. Again, if you've been in Kansas City a while, you'll know it as Sandstone. Another just outdoor concert venue. And then we also have a bunch of smaller theaters that also host.
Midland, Uptown.
Yeah.
The music scene's great here. Plenty of small venues to get your more intimate concerts if you want, but it's still a big enough metro area with big enough concert venues that you can still see your favorite artists.
So one of the things Kansas City is known for is our barbecue. And we have tons and tons of several locations, several different options to try for barbecue. If you want more options or more ideas on what barbecue you should have, check out our barbecue video where we have a whole series on ranking the barbecue in Kansas City. But the largest barbecue competition, kind of the Super Bowl of barbecue competitions, is held in Kansas City every year called the American Royal. So people from all over the country come to compete in barbecue contests.
The barbecue scene is competitive here. It's no argument that Kansas City has the best barbecue, but if you live here, everybody argues about which one's the best. You've got everything from fine dining barbecue all the way to your hole-in-the-wall places that used to be old gas stations, but they make some of the best barbecue. Again, go check out our video series. We're gonna do a series where every single episode we go to 2 or 3 different barbecue places and we rank them. So that should be pretty fun to see what kind of style and what kind of atmosphere you want if you want barbecue in Kansas City.
So the third on our list is places or road trips close by. All these trips are going to be within a 3-hour drive, which is nice. So we've got the Lake of the Ozarks, which you could go all over there. I'll let Curtis talk more on that. We've got Branson, which is close by. Omaha is only like a 3-hour trip. And then we've got Herman, which is a little bit of a wine city or town, I should say. And that's about a 3-hour drive from Kansas City as well.
Yeah, we make this a point because like we've said in some of our other videos, we're not near any like major attraction like Denver has the mountains to go snow skiing. Places like Florida and California, you can go to the beach. But we're in the Midwest, and kind of a thing that all Midwesterners do is take road trips. And Kansas City is a great location because you've got several different places that are really within a 3 to 5 hour drive, like Taylor was saying. The first one being Lake of the Ozarks. That's my favorite. I kind of grew up going down there. My grandparents lived there. It's basically a huge man-made lake, Great Lakes all over the country. But I think Ozarks is unique because it is very commercialized. So you can have a house right on the water with a dock right on the water. You can have nearly as big a boat as you want, but then there are lots of bars and restaurants that are right on the water. So you can go there and kind of feel like you are off the grid. I mean, you can pull up in the driveway, park your car, and then never have to take your car again for the rest of the weekend because
the mode of transportation is boating.
Is boating, right? You go down there, you're on the water.
It's quicker to go places in your boat than it is to drive them. So.
It's a man-made lake, right? It's a flooded river, so it's very long and snaky. So what may be an hour and a half drive around the lake, maybe a 10-minute boat ride. So a lot of fun down there. Branson is great. That's a little bit further south of the Ozarks. They've got Silver Dollar City, which is, we've heard, the hillbilly worlds of fun, if you will. Lots of great rides, lots of great attractions. What else do we got? I
think they call it the Hillbilly Six Flags.
Hillbilly Six Flags, same thing, same thing. You've got Herman. Herman is kind of the wine country of the Midwest. That's probably going to offend a lot of people from actual wine country, but
sure, it's not Napa or Sonoma or anything like that. But it's a good weekend getaway.
It's our own little wine country. It's kind of off the Missouri River. Lots of great rocky soil there, which I guess is great for growing grapes, unbeknownst to me.
Yeah.
But tons of wineries down there. One of our recent favorites is we travel up to Nebraska. If you're a golfer, Nebraska is quickly becoming a golf hub of the United States. Lots of great new courses being built there. So if you live in Kansas City and you need to get away for a weekend or whatever, there are plenty of great short road trips. You don't have to hop on a plane and go to the beach if you don't want to. So another great thing that Kansas City is known for is our art and museum scene. Very, very artsy here in Kansas City. I wouldn't really consider us the artsy type. No. And even we know that it's a huge hub for it, so it is everywhere. Things like the Nelson Atkins Museum, that's probably the most famous one. Actually, if you look at our logo, we've got the little shuttlecock in there. That's from the Nelson Atkins. We've got the Kemper Museum for Contemporary Art. We've got tons of other kind of specialized museums like the Jazz District. We've got the Negro League Baseball Museum. And then you also have a lot of like fairs that just pop up. We've got First Fridays down in the Crossroads. So every first Friday of the month, they put on this huge art show for a lot of the more local art vendors. You've got the Plaza Art Fair, which is a big one. I think it happens once a year. Once every year down on the plaza. Again, more focused on kind of the independent local art scene. What else do we got?
So we have the Kaufman Center for Performing Arts. So the Kansas City Symphony plays every year. They have the Nutcracker there every year around Christmas time. The other thing Kansas City has is the Kansas City Art Institute. So if you want to go to school to be a graphic designer or some sort of art degree, we have a design school for that here in Kansas City.
Crossroads area is super cool. Lots of very unique one-off places. Another thing to talk about there is the food scene and the brewery scene is exploding there. We went to go tour a distillery down there, and as we were looking for that distillery, we passed about 9 others. So we had no idea that those were popping up all over the place, but plenty to do down there, and definitely do not miss that if you're visiting Kansas City. Another big manufacturing employer here is Honeywell. They work for the government mostly, so they help produce a lot of like nuclear bombs and things like that for the National Nuclear Security Administration. I think that's what it's called.
That's right. Yep.
So that's a huge one.
So they're just making the shells of these bombs,
right?
And ammunition and that sort of thing. They don't make the bombs, but they make the shells, and that's a massive plant here in Kansas City.
Huge employer. That's the important part.
Right. And so the reason why Kansas City is such a big place for manufacturing and really for transportation as well is because we are centrally located. Then manufacture those parts and pieces here, and get them all over the country very quickly.
All right, so we kind of already touched on this one, but we want to elaborate a little bit on the brewery and distillery scene. It seems like they are popping up everywhere. Kind of the two big ones that are well known is Boulevard Brewing, that got started right here in Kansas City. You can actually go still do a tour of their facilities. It's incredible. We actually did a video on this, so you can go check that out. As far as distilleries go, our favorite is J. Rieger's. We did that tour probably a month ago. It was really, really cool.
Video on that to follow.
Video on that to follow. But there's also tons of little startups and mom and pops all over the place, not just in like the downtown Crossroads area, but if you go to any of the suburbs like Overland Park or Lee Summit or Platte City, they are everywhere. One of the favorite ones that's near us is Martin City Brewing. Got probably 3 or 4 different locations. They kind of always couple it with oven roasted pizzas. Anywhere you go, you don't have to drink Bud Light. You can go get your favorite craft beer.
All from here too, right? So you don't have to get your craft beer from California or the Northeast. You can get, anywhere you go, you can always get beer made here in Kansas City.
They've also got a pub pass, which is pretty cool. Basically a little booklet that you prepay for up front, and it tells you which breweries to go to and what you should check out. It's kind of like a little passport.
Yeah, there's 25 different breweries on there. So we are well on our way to finish out this year to go see all 25 of those. But yeah, you get a little passport and it gives you 25 breweries to check out. You get a free beer at each one of those. It's a great little guide on the best breweries in Kansas City. The next on our list is the job market in Kansas City. So obviously if you're moving here, that is a very important thing to know, like, hey, how easily can I get a job in Kansas City? Well, Kansas City is always, always, always below the national average when it comes to unemployment rate. And there's a few factors that go into this, the biggest one being the healthcare industry. So Kansas City has what we call Hospital Hill in downtown. So there's several hospitals right around each other. Children's Mercy is the big one. So Children's Mercy is a teaching hospital as well. So we have a lot of people coming in to do their residencies or find a specialty. There's always jobs for nurses there. So if you want to be in pediatric nurse, you can do that. We also have several different other hospital groups. So we have like HCA, Truman Medical Group, and there's hospitals all around Kansas City. So if you are in the healthcare industry, Kansas City is a great place to move to.
Kansas City is also a pretty big hub for industries like trade, transportation, and manufacturing. So some of the big ones are Hallmark cards, like literally the cards that you
all made here.
All made here. Got Ford Motor Company. We've got one of their assembly plants here. You've probably heard of a vehicle called the F-150. The number 1 selling vehicle in the country is all assembled right here. All right, one of the great things about Kansas City is the fact that it's super affordable. We're not gonna go into super detail here because we have another video that we did on the affordability. So if you wanna check that out, go to our channel and find that video. But we should make the point that it is one of the great things about Kansas City.
Yeah, so it's 12% more affordable than the national average for metropolitan areas. And the average home price is under $300,000 here, which is fantastic. So if you're moving to the area and you have a smaller budget, you can definitely find something, a good family home for under $300,000.
Yeah, you get a lot of bang for your buck.
All right, so these are what we think are the best things about living in Kansas City. So if you want to move here or looking to move here, there are tons of things you can do, whether it be a nightlife scene, concerts, places to eat. Kansas City really has that big town feel or big city feel, but also you can have that small town feel. So that's why we love Kansas City.
A lot of bang for your buck here, that's for sure. Again, as always, if you guys want to know more about Kansas City, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you like this video, drop a comment, tell us what you think makes Kansas City great, and hit the little bell button so every time we make a new one, you guys get alerted. So thanks, guys.